Hi guys, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Stitches. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch. Welcome to day 17 of my 25 days of Christmas stitching. And let's get to it. So the first project I'm working on is I was going to say Halloween calendar. That takes you back. The Christmas calendar from Tiny Modernist. Let's put a picture of that up. Isn't that nice? Now I have fallen a bit behind. So this is where I'm up to. No, it still looks really good. Really happy with this. This is 32 count Bright Sky Opal Lugana from Paddock Lane Designs, and I'm stitching it with the called for DMC. And I finished block 13. Well, finished. I have not stitched the snow. I am unsure if I'm going to stitch the snow. I left the snow out of this block and I've still been happy with it. So I'm like, does this one need it? And I was also desperate to get to my next project, which was a new start, Yuletide Goddess. So yeah, I've left it for the moment. I think it looks good. And as I keep going, I'll think about whether I go back and stitch the snow for it. So in terms of statistics, I had already done 199 on this block. I then went and did another 221 last night. So that brings me, with the number and the sleigh, to 420 stitches for that block, which comes to 9,230 stitches out of 14,847, which is 62.17%. Sorry, my notes are over there. That's why I keep looking. So that's without the snow. Now, if I want to add the snow, that is an extra 133 stitches. So it's quite a bit actually. And that brings the total of the block altogether with snow to 553 stitches, which is 9,363 out of 14,847 and is 63.06%. Quite a mouthful. So yeah, that's kind of how it is and where it's looking. I have put snow in for the house and for the snowman, but because the house is covered in snow and because the snowman's made of snow, I feel like they suit it. So I'll think about that. I guess maybe the other thing, maybe only sleighs work. Maybe sleighs only work on snow. I hadn't thought of that. I might have to put it in there. I'll think about it. And see how we go. So that's where I'm up to at the moment. The next block I'll be starting today is the penguin block, number 14. I'm really looking forward to it. Very excited. So I'll put a picture of it up. And yeah, that'll be really fun to stitch. So looking forward to getting started on him today. So that's where my Christmas calendar is up to by Tiny Modernist. Doesn't that look good? Really happy with it. Okay, so the next project has had a big build to start it. I think I've intended to start it at least 3 times before I actually did, but I am pleased to announce that I have started it. So let me just smooth it out. I started Yuletide Goddess by Tiny Modernist. I'll put a picture of it up. Isn't she beautiful? And I really, really enjoyed stitching on her last night. So this is what I did. I outlined the skirt. Oh, how good does it look? Now, as you can see on the fabric, it's not exactly centered. I had a dye spot on this fabric. Actually, you can still see some of it, but that's going to be covered because the skirt's full coverage, the inside of the skirt. So I started here because I wanted to make sure that was inside the skirt, and then went round and outlined the whole skirt in DMC 815. So I've counted every way and I do have a good border. Yes, I'll have slightly more border on that side than this side, but I think that's okay. And I really like how the dyeing on this side of the fabric is darker. So by leaving out that light bit at the end, I don't mind that. I think it looks good. So really excited. This flew. It just flew last night. I couldn't get over it, especially considering it was quite a bit of counting to make sure I was staying correct. So I did 430 stitches. I got this pattern in Pattern Keeper, and altogether it said it was 14,888 stitches. So I thought that was interesting. A lot of the Tiny Modernist patterns seem to be about the same stitch count, don't they? And I am up to 2.89%. So really happy with that. This fabric is 14 count green Opal Aida from Paddock Lane. I got it from the Miss Dye sale, hence the spot. I think there's a spot there and there's another one up here, but that will all be completely covered by the skirt. So really excited. I got that started. I think she'll look amazing. The top of the pattern should be about where that board is. So actually, it's quite big, but I think it will look fantastic one day up for Christmas. So yeah, excited about that. And this needle minder and the penguin one I had yesterday, they are from JK's. So I actually got them at the retreat. Sorry, I know I need to get clips. I actually got them at the retreat I went to, but she sells them online too. If you go look at her needle minders, I will put the details of her online shop down below. This is Pinky Pengy. Isn't he cute? My kids have that stuffed toy, and he's one of the penguins they love. I have a lot of penguins. So yeah, really excited to start your goddess. Okay, let me get my Christmas wheel and I'll spin it and see what I'll be stitching on today. Okay, so I've got my Christmas wheel. Let's have a look. I thought I was going to get Welcome to the North Pole, but I got 'Tis Near Christmas Day. That is a new start I had at the beginning of this month, and it's by Teresa Kogut, so I'll go get it to show you. See you soon. Okay, so I have spun 'Tis Near Christmas Day by Teresa Kogut. This is actually a paper pattern I have, but I will put a big picture of it up so it's easier to see. I am stitching mine on 27 count vintage country mocha. It's an even weave Linda cloth, and I have had one stitching session on it. I think it was day 1 or day 2 that I spun it, and I started it after working on my Christmas calendar. So I didn't get heaps done, but I was pleased with my start. Here we go. When Santa. So the verse on it says, when Santa goes riding with gifts in his sleigh, the moon laughs and whispers, 'tis near Christmas Day. Isn't it cute? Now it is bigger than you think. It is 141 by 94. So it's going to be quite long, but it should fit on this piece of fabric. I would like to turn it into a cushion. That's my thinking. So I don't mind if it's a big size. In fact, I'd prefer that. This vintage country mocha is the printed fabric, so you can see, especially if it falls. I know, I am going to go to a quilting shop and get clips, but I don't think I'll have time before Christmas. I'll do my best to get, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so this is plain while this is printed, and you get that lovely mottling. So I am doing this pattern in DMC. That's better, isn't it? Surprisingly, I think pretty much it's all DMC, the materials. Okay, so they suggest 2 weeks dye works, and usually they're for a light grey and kind of a greeny colour, but I'm just going to use the DMC for it because there's not much of them in the design. So excited about this. Hope to get started on more of the verse today. I really like stitching text. I find it relaxing. So that will be a bit of fun. Okay, so I also have my whip to talk about and a little extra. So my whip I chose for today is one I'd really like to get finished next year. It's hung around long enough. Now I'll see if I can insert a photo. I'm not sure I have a proper one, but this is my, oh, is the glare going to show it? Stitching in the Mountains project. So in 2023, I went to my first cross stitch retreat, which was Stitching in the Mountains at Blackheath. They held it in September, and it was amazing. And I started a retreat project. So hopefully that's the picture I've got up there. It is this really cute little envelope, and in it has pockets, and you keep all your stitching things in it. So I'll try and hold up the picture So I can show you, oops, sorry. So that is the little pocket, so you can keep all your little stitching notions in. Isn't it cute? And then the outside is the design, and you're meant to put your initials on it. JK, well, J would be for Joanna, who runs Mojo Stitches. So she's the designer who runs the retreat with Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs. So beautiful piece. I actually, surprisingly, had done quite a bit of stitching on it at the retreat. I was quite proud of myself. So, see if I can smooth this out. Sorry, it probably needs an iron. I never thought of that. Because it's a linen. So here we go. Oh, that sticks pretty good. So, at the retreat, I started, there's my initials, AW, stitching in the Mountains Blackheath 2023. I did that whole border and that tree, and I started the dots to count over to do the next border. So next year, that's probably where I'd start. I'd really like this finished and made up. I think even though it's not my usual style, usually I like brights, I do appreciate its beauty, and I think it'd be a really cute stitching companion to take with me. So that's one definitely to add. It uses Cottage Garden threads stitches, which I'd never used before this kit. And the main one it comes with is this one, which is actually called Blue Mountain. Which, considering we were in the Blue Mountains for the retreat, and I live in the Blue Mountains anyway, is quite poetic, isn't it? So excited about this. I was pleased. I don't have that much to do, so it's just the border and the stamps and the line of dots along the bottom, and I think I'm there. This is on 36 count linen over 1. It was my first time doing it. The linen is called Moon Jelly, I think. I'll just check that. Yes, Moon Jelly from Paddock Lane Designs. So yeah, a lot of firsts for me in this. I mean, the retreat, 36 count, 1 strand, Cottage Garden threads. And also meeting all the really lovely people at the retreat. It has a lot of memories attached to it. So would like to get that finished and fully finished and in use next year. So it's being added to my 2025 WIP list. Okay, so I have an extra video or segment to show you now, and it's actually to do with that retreat. So they ran Stitching with the Mountains retreat again this year, but I couldn't go because they'd changed the time. So instead of September, it was in, no, the last week of November. So I think it was, and the first day of December. It was kind of that weekend, and I was just so busy I couldn't go, which was a shame. But I was really, really lucky because Rho, who I've mentioned from Rho's Crafty Corner, was coming down from Queensland to go to that retreat, and I was able to, and she caught the train all the way down from Queensland, and I think it took her 18 hours. 18 hours of travel. Like, that's how far it is, because Australia, we're so spread out. And I picked her up from the station, well actually one before Blackheath, so it was Medlow Bar Station, and we went to a cafe and had a lovely, lovely chat, and it was wonderful just to meet in person a fellow cross stitcher. We chatted for a long time, and I made her and Kylie, who is her partner for her cross stitch channel, Rho's Crafty Corner, some gifts. So the video I'm going to put in now should show you what I made. I know it's not cross stitch, but it's cross stitch related, so I thought it would be interesting. So I'll put that in now, and I'll see you soon. Hi guys, this is just a quick segment to show you what I've been making. I am lucky enough to be meeting Rho from Rho's Crafty Corner. She is coming all the way down from Queensland to a cross-stitch retreat that's held at the top of the Blue Mountains called Stitching in the Mountains. It's really lovely. I went last year. I'm so jealous. She's going to have such a great time. Hopefully I'll be free to go next year. But anyway, because I'm meeting her just before the retreat, I thought it would be lovely to make up a gift for her and her YouTube duo partner, Kylie. So what have I been making? Well, the first thing I thought every cross stitcher needs, though I'm sure they have plenty, and I know Rho makes beautiful bags herself, is a small project bag. So I have made each of them in the Australiana theme little project bags, and these are the small ones, which are my favorite size because they're quite portable. So this is the first one. Isn't it gorgeous? The sugar glider. I just thought that was so cute. Yeah. I love it. And I use the Elizabeth Ann tutorial. I'll link the video below. I love her tutorial because she makes fully lined project bags. As you can see inside, no seams, fully lined. The only thing I do differently, and you can probably see it easier on this one, is that I quilt the fabric beforehand because I love thick project bags that your scissors can't go through, and I think it gives such a nice texture. So you can see that one I've done stippling over just with free motion quilting, and this one you can't really see this one because I tried to keep it in the black lines because I didn't want to take away from the big print. But yeah, so that's what I made. This one's got a yellow lining and this one has a pop of blue, which just made me happy. So I hope Kylie likes it. So that is their little presents. And then also because Rho is coming down and going to a retreat, I thought, well, she needs a retreat stitching mat, doesn't she? So I found a tutorial on Sweetwater Stitches YouTube channel. I'll also link that video below. It is utterly fantastic. And I made Rho, hopefully she likes it, a stitching mat. Isn't it so cool? If she doesn't want it, I love it. But no, I think it's really awesome. This is a panel of fabric I have another panel left actually of it. Isn't it gorgeous? I've always loved it, but I've wondered what to do with it because it was too big for me to make into a bag, but I never wanted to cut it up. But perfect size for a stitching mat. So really, really pleased. The panels originally were from my granny's fabric stash that I got given years ago, so it's nice to really be using that. And then for the pockets at the bottom, as you can see, there's 4 pockets. Sorry, I'm not showing this too well. So I've done 2 small, 1 big and 1 medium. And what happens is this sits flat on a table, and then that goes down and you pop like your scissors, your needles, your pattern, any other things you have, either some thread or some beads, all in there, and you have it all together. And you also have a nice clean workspace on your table because this part is what you're working on, and you have your hoop or your fabric or your kit or whatever you'd like to work on the retreat. So excited about this. I just think it works so well. I did pick all different fabrics to go together. As I said, this was from my granny's fabric. Isn't it beautiful? This is from when I worked in a quilting shop. And the same with the binding. Different ranges, but isn't that purple a perfect match? And Rho's favourite colour is purple. So I thought she'd appreciate the binding. Now on the back, I put some sewing fabric I found. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I got that ages ago and knew I wanted to use it for something, but I'm not sure what. But I think it made the perfect backing for a stitching mat. So yeah, that's the end of my little segment. I'll put the videos I mentioned in the description below, but I just wanted to show you. I know it's not cross stitch, but it's cross stitch related. So yeah, back to the main video. Bye. Okay, so now we're back in the present. I filmed that video, it would be a few weeks ago now, but it was such fun to meet Rho. I didn't want to put it up any earlier because she had to take Kylie's present back to Queensland and have time to meet up and show her. So I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but I will link the videos that I used for those projects down below. They were fantastic tutorials. I loved making them, and I'm thinking about when I get time, getting out my sewing machine and making some more because it was so fun and it was so wonderful to meet Rho in person. Okay, well thanks everyone. Have a great day, and it'll be day 18 tomorrow. We're really getting through it, aren't we? December is racing by. Well, take care, happy stitching. See you tomorrow. Bye.